know, is Johan Zarco, all being well, will start from pole position ahead of fellow Frenchman. They go from row 4. That's a season best qualifying for Alex Marquez.
Leader will send us all to the garage, and then
He needs to make a lot to get himself just inside the top 10. There's your pole man, Johan Zarco.
Race lap was quite good, especially in this warm-up session.
yeah, what's up?
Is there just asking Aleix Espargaro if he needs an umbrella just to shade himself, and he just went, nah, I'm fine.
Maybe he puts himself in a really good position if it does rain.
It is a punt though, Steve. He's the only man.
2021 and your front row for the Liquimoli Grand Prix. The German Grand Prix is underway and it's a rocket start there on the outside. Espargaro and Marquez has got at the inside line as well. He's up to 4, he's slightly wide though on the approach to turn 5. Excellent start from
Blind entry, flat out in 4th gear on a MotoGP bike, and it's Aleix Espargaro.
Marquez leads at the end of lap 1 here in Germany in the battle for 4th.
Maverick Vinales had a nightmare second lap. Was there contact there between Quattraliate on Marquez down the hill into turn 12, just like he did last time around? It looks like Marquez
on the 4th lap of this German Grand Prix. In the background, Ikaleko owners
hooked up. He was brilliant in Sector 1 all weekend. Now Aleix Espargaro threatening another move down the hill on the brakes. 0.29. That was a couple of tenths quicker than the race leader, Marc Marquez. That's why he was able.
Trucci have had a coming together at turn 1.
They had contact at the season's opening Grand Prix at his seat in that KTM ride. It just looks like last.
Across the line we go, on board with Aleix Espargaro.
Slower than they can on those new tyres in a relatively...
Down Jack Miller at the moment.
Salvadori's crashed.
Speed at the moment. Then Quartararo just cannot find a way through on the Monster Energy.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing in the lap times at all. I mean, Marquez a 1:22.
That is. If he can get that to stick, it's an excellent effort. And he's got a train forming behind him, Zarco.
Look at the gap he's pulled on Aleix Espargaro. It's almost
trying to find a way through. He had to. The white flag with the red cross. Rain fall.
I go a little bit tentative because he's losing ground. He's losing places. Hand over fist.
Let's go out. All out attack. And if you're comfortable with mixed conditions,
Quattararo fires up the inside of the championship. Marquez not worried by that one iota. Oh, Paul Espargaro. What's happened?
Costly. Here he comes up the inside.
Nice. Yeah.
He's been lining that one up. The dress rehearsal came the lap before.
Through Sector 1 on this 12th lap.
Ahead of Zarco in the battle for 5th. Binder behind them. Mirin 8th.
700 quicker than Marc Marquez ahead of him.
Everyone tactically trying to work out what their plan is of action in this
fastest laps of the race. Predicted race pace pre-race was a 21.9, so we're better.
Miller in 3rd and Aleix Espargaro 4th, with Quartararo right in behind him, and Zarco.
Marquez and Oliveira that have got the slightly better pace.
Be a lonely race though, won't it, from twice in that. But at the moment it stays dry here. It's the Sachsenring and the undisputed.
They are the only two men that can do 121s. In fact, he's only ever once finished outside of points. Once in his Grand Prix career. It was right here in the Sachsenring back in 2012. 17th he was.
Into 6th place ahead of Zarco, but he's really wide, and he needed to do that. Couldn't afford to get stuck behind the Aprilia for much longer.
9-10 approach.
Binder goes through on Zarco in the battle for 6th. Across the line we go. Yeah, they found something in Sector 4 this morning. It's working out well. This gap at the front is going to come down.
Place at one point, but he's doing 22 flats, and yeah, he's in 11th place.
He could see that Miller was struggling there on the exit of turn 11. Quartararo, the Frenchman, the championship leader, then is onto the...
Oliveira was a 10th lap quicker than him. 11 laps to go. So well-worn medium rear tyres. He has got race-winning pace, Bagnaia, but he's
up the inside. He goes. In the meantime, out front, the gap maintained at 1.1. Circuit out front, 1.1 through Sector 1. Marc Marquez leads. The Sporting Story. They don't know where to look at the moment. It's a second through Sector 3, so it's...
And again, Oliveira is just slightly quicker. Just under again there on the throttle. He has another moment. Marquez has really stressed and abused.
Miguel Oliveira comes into this Grand Prix with such form, and it's a set. If Marquez can maintain this, he'll hold on.
Stunning performance this by Pecco Bagnaia. 10 laps. Zarco.
Yeah, great job from Bagnaia.
Yeah.
Here is Quartararo. He would extend his lead going into Assen.
It's good at the moment, Marquez, just to keep that 9/10, 1 second buffer comebacks. You think of Mick Doohan in 1992, his horrible leg injuries in Assen, he came back to win. Miguel Oliveira, and as Marquez broken that resistance because there was a big gap, significant gap, streak away. Marquez has been absolutely phenomenal.
Sachsenring circuit left. And he's up to 2 seconds clear now.
Finding our way up to 4th place ahead of Jack Miller. What a ride it's been for Brad. Been through some of the darkest days you could imagine. Worried about whether his career will GP success. Marc Marquez stands on the brink of a fairy tale victory here in the Sachsenring. This has been truly remarkable. It's going to be truly emotional as well. World champion, the king of the ring, Marc Marquez wins here in Germany. Now 11 years on the trot for him, 11 years on the...
Well, they're 2nd and 4th. The Repsol Honda team then celebrate once more. Emotion, you could see it in his eyes on the grid that he wanted this one.
This win, and it's a good day, thank you.
Huge congratulations.
Raro, that will feel like a win. That's a really good rescue job. Great for his championship as well.
The whole of the Repsol Honda team have been waiting for
Over the last 11 months or so.